Hello world. My name's Keaton. I've been looking for I've been looking into wanting to start a YouTube channel or a video channel for the longest time, but I've been kind of reflecting for several years now on like what is the right first video to make. And as you can tell, I have a wonderful puppy to my side. This is Sky, and I realized I have a good reason to make a first video, because you might be asking yourself, why is he acting so crazy right now? And it's because I just got some amazing plant-based Indian food. I'm in San Diego, California, United States. Oh, good Lord, buddy. He's very excited about this. I just had some of it inside. It's just the San Diego Vegan Market. You can find it on Apple and Google Maps and their website and social media. Very easy accessibility, big parking lot, easy to park. Hours are very accommodating to people's schedules. He's going crazy right now. This is what I deal with every day. Also, I'm doing vanlifing out of my Honda Pilot 2007 SUV. Okay, he wants his food, so let's just get right into it. So, I basically kind of forget what I ordered, but I basically just asked the guy, who's a really nice guy, the owner, his name's Sunny. I was like, hey, I just, because I've been studying the Vedas, the ancient Indian or Vedic scriptures. I was like, can you just give me some authentic Indian food? And he's like, yeah, bet, sure, I got you, just don't even worry about it. So he cooked up 2 of these platters, or plates. They were like $21.99 each. And then I got some other snacks, so in total I paid like, I don't know, 75 bucks. I don't normally spend this much money on food, but when there are good businesses, because I'm on a budget, like I literally live out of my car. But anyway, when there's good businesses, you know, sometimes to do good things in this world, you just gotta like help out good people. And he seems like a really good guy, and his business is kind of struggling, to be honest. I asked him that personal question, and it's sad because there's just not a lot of people these days too into the whole plant-based thing. But without further ado, and of course, I hate these things, but I'm American, so and technically it's plant-based. So Coca-Cola, I had to get a Coca-Cola from the store. So cheers, Coca-Cola. Okay, on to the food. So this video actually isn't really going to be too much about the food, but just a part of it, a reason to make a video. So I've got this cute little blue bowl at the thrift store. That's kind of Sky's little doggy bowl. So what I've found, anybody who might be asking, well, Keaton, you're all into this plant-based stuff, what about your dog? Don't dogs eat big juicy steaks and chew on raw bones and stuff? Well, it kind of doesn't make sense for, you know, one animal or a group of animals to suffer for another animal. There's not like an animal superiority complex over here. So Sky, I rescued him. He was literally in a parking lot. I was with my friend Willow. Shout out Willow. It was really Willow who rescued him. She's the one who like chased after him, and I would like to think I would have done the same thing, but she made it easy for me. She ran, and this guy was in a parking lot, basically super skinny, skin and bones, and no collar. There was an outdoor employee at the Walmart we were in up in Washington State. We just randomly were on a road trip, and we stopped for snacks. And the outdoor worker there, the employee who was just like working, moving the carts around, you know what I'm talking about if you've ever been to a Walmart. We asked the guy if, you know, because we of course, like, obviously if he's a dog and like doesn't have his owner or something, like we want to do the right thing. But the guy said that he'd been running around the same parking lot for like multiple days, like at least 3 or more days that he was on his, you know, shift for the week. So we were just like, well, he was in really bad shape. Okay, I'll get you your food. So enough about the storytelling. Anyway, Sky's been in my life. He was less than half the size he is now. He's like, I did the, it's like doggy 23andMe, the DNA test. It's called Embark. So I got his DNA analysis. And the lab said that he's about like 42% Australian cattle dog, like around the same, around like 42, 43% German Shepherd. And then like 6 or so percent, or like 9% Chow Chow. That's where I think he gets kind of like his color, like even his eyes. Also, hey, can you show your tongue to the people? Can you show your tongue to the people? Can you show your tongue to the people? Okay, I'm not gonna force his mouth open, but anyway, he's got these purple spots on his tongue, which is like a total chow chow thing. So anyway, my mom, bless her heart, you know, my mom is a mom through and through, and so when I brought her home, or him home, to my mom's place, I was staying with her for a little bit this past summer, and she just, you know, he's like a baby, so she wanted to feed him everything, and she's like, yo, he's growing, like he needs his salmon and needs his yada yada, but I don't know, I feel like spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't harm an animal for like wanting to be gentle, just like humans, you know. And I'm the biggest hypocrite there ever is when it comes to this plant-based stuff, because I was a football player, you know, I ate everything under the sun to be kind of, in astrology terms, I had a lot of Mars energy, and I wasn't so Jupiterian or Venusian, meaning Jupiter and Venus, like I hadn't integrated those yet. So thankfully, you know, the day would come where, as the great band Green Day sang, you know, I came around. Finally, when I came around, I've just been, I mean, maybe you can tell, not to toot my own horn, but like, I think my energy, like even just today, like, it's weird too, because like I woke up naturally at like 3 in the morning. I like had interesting dreams, as I normally do, but like I feel very energized, and I'm sober, and like, or like I had a cigarette this morning, I smoke out of a pipe. I do both, I don't know, but it's like not, you're being so good. Do you see how good he is? It's like, he knows this food is right here, but he's just like, I've heard that's a good thing for dog training and disciplining too, is like, you want to let them know that, like, especially with him, because all right, I'll get you your rice, bud. Hold on. I'll talk and do it at the same time. But you need to back off a little bit. Back off a little bit. Okay. One step at a time. So, you know, he basically was literally starving Sky, my dog, you know. He was like starving in the street. So in the beginning, like he was very, 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 not only was he starving, but he was like abandoned. So whoever, if any of you know people out there who do this, like that's just one of the worst karma things you could do in your entire human existence, is just leave an animal to die, basically. Like that's just horrible, you know. So whoever just, I mean, because I just doubt, like, I mean, the area we're in, the area that my friend Willow and I were in, it was kind of like native reservation land, so potentially there's like pack dogs, wild dogs who just kind of procreate. But in that case, like, I don't think he was just a puppy, right? Like, I don't think he would have like ran away from his pack. I don't think he would have been like exiled from his pack. I also highly doubt that if he was in a stable home, that he would have just like bolted, especially if there was food, because he's a dog. Like, he's so survival driven that like it would make no sense. Like, the only thing that makes reasonable sense would be if someone literally just like was like, I can't handle a puppy or whatever, and like just it was like a dumpster baby of dogs. It was just such a horrible thing. But anyway, so I've gone through my whole experimentation on like what works for him. I've found out kind of the easy way and the hard way, things that don't work for him, like in terms of just his digestion, without being a little TMI, but just to get to the point, one thing that works really well for him is rice. He digests rice very, very, very well. Like, it makes things just really easy, if you know what I'm talking about, being a dog dad. So like this little Indian bowl that we got, you can see it's just like plant-based. It's got these amazing like spiced garbanzo beans. This is tofu and kind of like a yellow curry, and then a little white rice. It's like pretty straightforward, like nothing too fancy, but I had some of it already inside, and I gotta say, like, I mean, spice is spice, but like sometimes simplicity, you can't screw it up. So, all right, buddy, here we go. I got these little nice, I forgot where I got these little like wooden fork things, but they're kind of really handy. Okay, buddy, chill. Okay, one thing at a time. All right, put it in the rice in the bowl. Yes, that's what I'm doing. But I'm not going to give you the spicy stuff, because you know what happens when you eat spicy stuff. Yeah, it's not good. But you can have some of this. Okay. Hey, do you have an eye booger, buddy? You have an eye booger. You get eye boogers a lot. I don't really know why. But... okay, here you go. Enjoy. So Sky is going to be eating his food. And I have a little more, actually. Okay, so well, you're not here to watch me eat food, so I'll just put this to the side. But I'll show you a couple of the other little treats that I got. Oh, there's something else that's cool I want to show you after I kind of get over this little food segment. So anyway, just real quick, some nice plant-based chocolate from San Luis Obispo. I don't know if you can see the label, Celia chocolate. Ingredients: cacao mass, coconut sugar, cacao butter, orange, and orange oil. So I don't know, the orange color kind of stood out to me. So shout out the color orange, people who like the color orange. And then, yeah, just some naan bread. And I got this really good water. I also got a Dr. Pepper, I couldn't help. I normally don't like those, but I'm kind of celebrating today. It's like my worst cheat drink. This alkaline water. I'll have to do another video sometime on my feelings about plastic bottles, but I actually think they're like, there's a lot in this world and this time that we live in that we kind of can't control, but I don't know, plastic's convenient. And people try to recycle. Recycling is not the most efficient thing, but whatever. We'll talk about that stuff later. Okay, so that was that little segment. Might as well give you just a 5-second tour of my van life. So as you can tell, I play guitar. I kind of have 3 guitars I'm experimenting with. So my face is also breaking out. I'm not really sure why, but anyway, I actually think I do know why, but I'll talk about that later. So classical guitar, I have I have an acoustic guitar way back there that my friend Anvil gave me, a Yamaha that I appreciate. And then there's a Mitchell, aka Guitar Center brand, bass guitar, but it's a short mini bass guitar, which is a 30-inch scale. So I've been trying to put guitar strings on it and use it like a baritone guitar with wide finger spacing for finger style, even though it's only 4 strings. But the problem is that guitar strings, they're very, very thin, and the tuners for the bass are wide. So the top string, the G string basically, on these flat wound cobalt strings that I got from Guitar Center was too thin, like it just wouldn't even. So what I tried to do is I tried to wrap duct tape around the strings to kind of artificially thicken the string to slide into the tuner. And then I tried to string it myself, but it basically didn't work for the top G string, but it did work for the bottom 3 strings. Might as well just show you. Wait, bud. See this little crazy situation I got going on? Like, and this is my little 3-string, flat wound, wide spacing, finger style, like baritone guitar bass hybrid thing. Anyway, it's almost like a sitar at this point or something. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So obviously it doesn't sound good unplugged because it's electric, but if I plug that in on some fat sound system or amplifier, I think that could be pretty cool. Okay, so how long is this going for? 14 minutes so far. It's probably kind of loud from the cars. So what is my parting message for this video? Well, I'm not one to give unsolicited advice, at least this time in my life, being as young as I am, but I like to give myself unsolicited advice. And something that's been really, really amazingly helpful for that are these, I wish I had the case on hand to show y'all, but I got these, there was a poet that I discovered who was a Sufi. For those who are interested in learning about the Sufis, it's a very interesting mystical tradition from the Middle East. But anyway, there is a poet from Iran and his name was Hafez, or some people say Hafiz, with an H-A-F-I-S, or H-A-F-E, wait, did I say that wrong? H-A-F-I-Z, sorry, is what I meant, or H-A-F-E-Z, yeah. Anyway, I was at a store, and I saw this deck, and they're not exactly tarot cards, which maybe some people watching are familiar with the Marseille classical tarot deck from sort of the Western tarot tradition, that's been written about extensively by like Alejandro Jodorowsky and Valentin Tomberg. That's kind of the Western tarot, but there's more of like a Eastern, or dare I say kind of Middle Eastern, certainly Eastern in the spiritual sense, kind of, well, actually, I mean, these cards have nothing to do with that in the specific, like, creation or manufacturing of these literal cards, but they're inspired by the poetry of this Sufi poet, Hafez. And I don't know if you can see, but the artwork on the top of the cards is this very beautiful, kind of Middle Eastern, very sort of fractal, mathematical, beautiful. Like, I don't know, anybody can look at this and they see different things. Like, you could see a world, a universe, or like I kind of see like a flower. Maybe somebody sees like water and sand, or a flame. Like, I don't know, or a snowflake. I don't know, people maybe have different views on what this means. I'll have to make a video sometime about my thoughts on prana, which is a Sanskrit word, which I guess is, in a weird way, the closest English translation of that word that we have is, it's almost like oxygen, in the sense of like prana is like the life force that gives, like, it's biological life that we consider to have sentience, right, or consciousness. Like, I'm aware that I exist, so that makes me conscious, kind of a thing. But how am I able to do that? It's because I'm able to breathe, right? And what do we breathe in? Oxygen, right? What do we breathe out? Carbon dioxide, so the scientists say. So I'll have to make a video on that sometime. But anyway, these cards are so interesting. Like, the artwork is just like out of this world. Hold on, I gotta make sure they're not upside down when I show you. Really quick. There's like, I don't know, I want to say like 50 different, or like 40 something different ones. I actually got 2 decks, and I kind of like shuffled them around. I like lost a couple. Sky actually chewed one up. You wanna know what's hilarious? The one that he, my dog, my puppy, the one that he chewed up. It was this, it was number 18, but it just said play. And like the one that he chews up, he's like being all playful. He like chews. It's just, he's like, I don't know. Aren't you? How'd you like the rice, buddy? This guy's basically a Buddha, which is why I like hanging out with him. So anyway, these cards are really pretty. Look at this one, the sun. Ooh. Dream wide awake. That one says. What does this one say? This one says, take the opportunity. Number 34. Take the opportunity. Kind of moon energy. So you see how there's like tarot kind of references, but like I don't think there's a hummingbird in the Western tarot to my knowledge, right? Hummingbird, I'm not crazy. This is practice tenderness. Shout out Otis Redding. Just need a little tenderness every once in a while. Move forward. Yeah, I like this one a lot. So my artwork lately, I've been inspired by ships. It's kind of one of my profile pictures I'm rocking right now. It's like a pretty cool edit of this cool sailboat photo I found by the Equator Instagram account. Speak your truth. Dragonfly. Yeah. Oh, look, hey, we're kind of matching. Maybe I should go by Dragonfly. Sky, what do you think? Should my rap name be Young Dragonfly? See, I can't be like Lil something because I'm 6'5", so like, but he could be Lil something, Lil Sky. Also, in the Bhagavatam, which is like the Bible of ancient Vedic culture, or like Hare Krishna culture, anybody? So this is what I've been learning about. So the word Hari, H-A-R-I, has many different translations, but one of the translations is golden. This guy happens to be nice and golden. It also happens to be because hari means golden. Hari sometimes in a certain context can also mean lion. So sometimes he kind of reminds me of like my little lion dog. But then I'm raising him plant-based and he's super gentle. So, well, he'll stand up for himself if people mess with him. But on his own, he doesn't really attack anybody. Unless it's me, because, yep, like he wants more food. Yep, okay, I'll get you more rice. Don't you worry. He's a hungry, growing boy. So hari means golden, it can mean lion, or it can mean deer, like the animal, like a doe or a deer or a buck. So, because, you know, some deer have like a natural golden color, which is really nice. Anyway, just some trivia. What's this one? Embrace friendship. Yeah. So, you know, this is what the Sufis would do, as well as the ancient Vedic, you know, people like the you know, whether you were young or older, like at some point in a person's life, if they were kind of growing their awareness, they would start to become interested in meditation and learning and knowledge and love and wisdom. So like even some of the oldest Vedic books, the Upanishads, like that word Upanishad basically translates to, if I have this correctly, basically translates to like, it's like sitting with a sage or sitting with a teacher. So like Upanishads is basically like, Jesus, dude. Yeah, you really, yep, okay, you want more rice. So, I mean, he's been teaching me. I've also hopefully been teaching him through these kind of like telepathic animal. It's obviously not literally verbal, but what does this one say? Kindle love. Of course, I mean, this is funny to me because I like read books on my, you know, e-reader. Okay, you want more rice? How long? We got 22 minutes just about. Oh, then where am I gonna get my rice, buddy? I only have so much money. But you know what? I'm so nice that I'm maybe gonna fast relatively more than you because you're a growing boy. And I, look at these forearms. People say you can't put on muscle being plant-based. Look at these forearms. Haven't even really been hitting the gym. But anyway, yeah, any bros who are trying to criticize me for being plant-based, you can get a hell of protein. And anybody who knows me or like my past, like there's just no comparison. This is what I do is, humbly speaking, like the best diet that I've certainly found. And like I'm pretty well passionate about this stuff for myself and others. You know, I do it not to toot my own horn again, but I try to do it for selfless reasons. You know, I have family members who they have health problems, and you know, the more we can help people, the better. Okay, so want me to keep going? All right, so okay, back, buddy, back, buddy. Oh, look, this guy left me a pretty leaf. That was in the food. I guess a spice bay leaf. Smells like a bay leaf. Okay. So, what was I going to say too? We were talking about Upanishads, sitting with teachers, kindling love, embracing friendship. So, yeah, well, there's another great Sanskrit word, which, interestingly enough, kind of sounds almost like my name, Keaton, but the Sanskrit word is kirtan. It's K-I-R-T-A-N, like in the Romanized version. I should have said that earlier. Like, when we spell these words out, obviously they're Romanized. You know, it'd be interesting to learn different scripts, like Arabic or Sanskrit or what have you. I don't know why my face is itchy. I don't know, it's like, I think I'm basically just detoxing, is why I'm kind of breaking out like in my skin. Like it seems like a thing that would, like I could get criticized for, like, oh, well, your skin's not great. So, and this actually happened to me when I was at, I did a year at boarding school when I was 18, and I tried going vegan, but I think I just didn't know what I was doing, and it was just kind of a chaotic time, and I like broke out in acne, and it was like fear basically that took me off the path. Even the Toltecs, like Carlos Castaneda, Don Juan, from the books, the Carlos Castaneda series, they talk about the 4 or 5, some people say there's 5 steps, on the path of knowledge, there's basically fear, clarity, power, old age, and regret. Those are like the 5 enemies to overcome. And, you know, I'm only 28 years old in this life, but I certainly feel like I've dealt my own fair share of those topics. So, you know, fear was a big part of my life like 10 years ago. And then, yeah, I had a lot of quote unquote clarity, but of course it's just what feels like clarity. That's why it's considered the second enemy, is you have to learn how to question your own clarity, which seems like a paradox, but and it's not even like something that we actively do. It happens because when you are not living with devotion and love, even if you want to pretend like you are, or maybe you just have a bad teacher or teachers, what makes me sad is that now, like, my parents, like, bless their hearts, they like taught me so many things that I tried to listen to and to integrate and understand, but it's not even like I wasn't listening. It's not even like in one ear out the other. It's more just it's just an intrinsic property of language. You know, we all have our own experiences. We all have our own kind of worlds that we cultivate. I was very active on the internet from a young age, and I was influenced by a different generation of peers, of media, of, you know, just, I don't know, like, you can, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like when you're mixing paints together to try to paint something. Like, you never do that? Like, you're like a little kid and you have the little like cheap paint thing and you mix all the colors together to try to get the thing that you want. But if you try to mix beautiful colors in a pool of, you know, paint that's already kind of full, like even Bruce Lee talks about this, or the Buddhists, the Taoists, like when they talk about emptying your mind, or the Zen masters, they talk about you need to empty your cup before you can take more information in. Like, maybe it was because I was a curious kid. Maybe it was because I actually was listening, in the sense of like, I was a pretty, I want to say, like, sociable is not the right word, but it was like maybe benefic kid. Like, I don't really remember being, again, going back to astrology, like, it was more my football years when I was a teenager in high school that I had to shut a lot of my emotions off in order to really succeed and practice my drive in order to accomplish, you know, the big things that my teammates and I did, and that eventually led me to get recruited, even though I never ended up pursuing playing college football for reasons I'll talk about later. But basically, as a young kid, like, I don't remember really wanting to like bully anybody, or I don't really remember like, I will admit, I think I was, especially like my 8th grade year in Santa Rosa, some things that happened when I was younger, like there were other kids who were bullying, but I wasn't, regrettably, I wasn't a strong enough person yet to basically bully the bullies, like stand up for the, I wish I would have done that. There's a couple kids in particular who I don't know, if you're listening to this in the future, I hope you take that as an apology from me, because that I didn't do enough, basically. Like, that's what being a leader is all about. Like, that's what being a warrior is all about, is, you know, protecting the innocent. And like, I failed at that so many times when I was younger. But like, I think that was mostly just because I was just a scared kid, and I had my own stuff I was going through, and I don't want to wallow in that stuff too much. But what's my point? Again, my unsolicited advice to myself is just to keep being creative. Like, I'm finding ways to be creative. Like, I don't know, here's a silly example. Like, when I rescued Sky with my friend Willow, she actually was basically stranded. We needed to like carpool, but I was having like battery issues with my car, and so I got this little like portable battery jumper by Duralast. Shout out Duralast, they make great products. So this will, like, you plug in like a little thing to this giant port right here. I don't know if you can see, it's got like a special thing, so then you can jump your car battery that way. But it actually is just a great little rechargeable battery. So like, when I'm van lifing, you know, if I charge this thing up to 100%, as I'm driving, then I don't need to idle my car all the time if I want to just have my phone charged. And I'm so active on social media or coding or making music or what have you. Also, it's just a normal USB, so I can use like my little micro USB cable to charge my Bluetooth headphones, which I got these for like $20-$30 at Target. And see, like, I think just the bigger picture, again, advice I'm giving to myself is like, I'm as idealistic as I would like to imagine like one could be when it comes to just like, even my teachers in high school like criticize me constantly for just being like a perfectionist, because I ultimately just my whole life have wanted to like make people happy, and but sometimes just like turning in whatever you have, even if it's not perfect, is the right move. But I would turn stuff in late, and I pissed off a lot of teachers. And anyway, so you know, it's like if I had $1 million, like I would want to go like there's headphones made out of more sustainable materials, or that like, you know, pay their workers better. There's more like they're like fair trade, I guess. But I got these from Target, you know, and they're just cheap plastic and like, but I don't know, like I shouldn't rationalize like the karma is going to ultimately come back around to me in my life if I don't live a lifestyle where I'm on a path to generating more sustainable resources, which basically means not being a capitalist. I hate to say it to all my like conservative libertarian friends or past friends listening, like capitalism is not the way. But I would say like, I like this word better, like mercantilism. I believe in markets. I believe in trade. I believe in specialization, but we're all, again, I'm inspired by teachers like Ido Portal, the movement practitioner. You know, he says, first, we're humans. Second, we're movers. And only then are we specialists. So what he means is that if we live lifestyles where we don't take care of our consciousness first, and that is what we are, like our true selves are the supreme conscious being in the form of the bodies that we have and our histories and where we grew up. And I had to go through this too myself when it comes to like ego and dropping the ego. Like you actually can't drop the ego. There's no such thing. We are, as human beings, like we're desire machines. We are meant to live this life to radiate, to love, to have passion and joie de vivre, as the French would say, like the joy of living, the joy of food, the joy of expression, the joy of sex, the joy of magic, the joy of creating and going to wild parties and cooking and staying up pulling all-nighters and getting drunk if you want to and smoking a joint with your friends or whatever. Just the further down you go, I mean, like the more intensive stuff you experiment with, it's going to have worse and worse consequences, because I learned this the hard way. You don't need that stuff to be happy, but sometimes people think they do. And all that really matters, which again, I get this from the Bhagavatam, from the Vedas, from Tantra, you know, is just to relax. And the more that we can relax, I wish I had known this more as a football player, because I let a lot of teammates down by being too tense, not being a good friend, and not being a good leader. I have lots of regrets about that. But I did what I could, because I was kind of in a shell. I was kind of in a dark place. I mean, even when I worked in Silicon Valley, and I tried to be that kind of liberal, free-spirited, creative, loving self, and I did it to the best of my ability, but okay, I'll give you more. Anyway, so my advice to myself, you know, is to be creative, you know, be resourceful, which I guess is kind of the same thing. Like, so this battery thing I like repurposed, this little Bluetooth speaker, one of the songs on my mixtape, I actually literally recorded my vocals with this blasting the beat and then recording it through my MacBook laptop, which is like the furthest thing from like a professional recording setup, like that could like be basically. God, I'm just detoxing so much. I'm like super itchy for some reason. I'm also just like hyped and energized. I don't know. I don't think I'm like manic bipolar to people who are critical of me. I mean, even Kanye. Damn it, I keep saying, Ye. He just had a cool interview you should check out. Like, he found a doctor who basically said he has like some form of autism. And I don't even think that's, I just think he's like a really cool person who's like a warrior, and he said some stuff that probably upset a lot of people and probably went too far. I'll always say that he went too far, but like, he's black. Like, that's what he should do. That's what he should be doing. That is his dharma. He needs to be that person, and thank God he exists. So shout out to Ye. I have lots of inspirations, like too many to name, but anyway, I've been talking for a while. I'm gonna try to enjoy this plant-based Indian food from San Diego Vegan Market, hang out with my puppy, listen to some more music, like, comment, subscribe, you know the whole deal. I gotta get used to these shenanigans of swindling people for followers or whatever. And my Instagram, KJ Livermore 6749. You can check out my latest mixtape on Vimeo. It's called Veteran Ave, Final Unfinished. I don't know if it's even searchable yet, but I'll post some links if possible in the description. And if anybody is in the Western Hemisphere or just planet Earth in general, you should reach out to me because I like talking to human beings. All right, much love, everybody. It's about 36 and a half minutes. I think this is a good time to call it. I'll stop on the 33 mark just to make my mom happy. It's 1, 2, 3. Hi, bye.